Hey coaches, Coach Simpson, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your first time here. I'm Coach Simpson. I've got my own website, fbcoachsimpson.com, with lots of different materials. There's also lots of videos on this station. So if you don't like this one, scroll through, maybe you'll find one that you do like. This week I've been talking about what's right for me in my offense. And so the first video talked about, should I be in the shotgun or under center? The next video, RPO or play action pass. And this next video is zone versus gap scheme. All of these questions, people have won championships running, so you're not wrong in either one you go in. So these questions are more about matching what you're doing to what your athletes are able to do, which is, to me, the mark of a great coach. Okay, big fan of Bill Belichick. I know they didn't do great this year, but you saw him completely transform his offense to try to shape it around Cam Newton. NFL coaches are starting to figure out what a lot of college coaches figured out, what a lot of high school coaches figured out a long time ago. You need to adapt to your guys, okay? Because every year you're going to have a special one that can do certain things. So let's talk today about zone versus gap scheme. Okay, first of all, I want to go ahead and put this out there. I'm a gap scheme. That's what I want to run. Okay, I think it's some of the best runs on the planet. You guys can see the hat in the background. I'm a big buck sweep guy. What we call belly, or a lot of people call power or gut. We run that stuff. It's just become really good for me. I think it marries really well with what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay. That being said, there's a lot of teams that have become really, really good at running zone concepts, outside zone, inside zone, duo, all that stuff. Okay. So you can be good at either one of these and have a lot of success. So to me, what are the questions that you need to ask as you work towards these? First question I have asked, because I've run both of these in my career, is a lot about the running back. This is kind of overlooked. A lot of times it's about the guy we're giving the ball to. If that guy has great vision, this past season I was able to coach two of them with really, really good vision. So we put in a little bit of zone scheme. And you can run a little bit of both, you just have to major in one over the other. Okay, but both those guys had great vision, and so we liked zone scheme because, to me, zone scheme gave them multiple goes. They could cut here, they could cut there, they could cut there. So if you got a really good running back, which you see a lot of NFL teams starting to have, that have good vision, you're going to see zone scheme a lot, because that's going to be the easiest thing. It's not easy to put in, but something you can rep a lot, and the back really kind of makes it go. He's got good vision, he can make it go. If you have been where I've been before then, where you've got really hard-working kids, really tough, gritty kids that aren't really kind of natural running backs, you're going to want to go to more of a gap scheme. Gap scheme where he understands we're hitting in A gap, B gap, whatever it is, and we're kind of following this blocker, more of an ISO type look. That's made it a little bit easier for those kids because now it's designed to go here. Okay, good and the bad to me. I feel like gap scheme is a more physical style of run. Some guys may challenge me in the comments in this, but I do feel like gap scheme is generally going to be a more physical type of running game. Zone scheme is going to be a whole lot more technique. Now, do you need technique and physicality in both? Yes, absolutely you do. But in zone scheme, there's a lot more technique involved. That's why it's kind of an expensive run. That's why a lot of teams only run that. Gap scheme, you need technique, but it is a whole lot more angles, okay, which to me has helped years that I've not maybe had a dominant offensive line by giving them angles. And if you know me and you know the offense I run, gun T, the wing T is kind of predicated on creating angles for our linemen to give them an advantage, because there's times we're undersized. So to me, if you're going to run zone scheme, if you feel like you got a pretty good offensive line, you feel like you got a really good running back, you can run zone scheme and be pretty good. If you feel like your running backs are not the best with vision, okay, or maybe your line isn't really big, okay, then you may want to look at more of a pin and pull gap scheme. The reality is you can run both, but you need to major in one. Otherwise, you're going to be spending a whole lot of time in two different worlds that don't really go together very well. Hopefully you got something from this. I actually have some information about how we've run our gap scheme and our zone scheme stuff. I think it's in my 2.0 book, which you can get on my website. Also have some stuff, some courses on coaching you can go through and look at the way we've struggled and the way we've figured out different things we can do to kind of live mainly in this world, but we started playing around with this world and it was pretty good to us last year. If you haven't done so, I appreciate if you like and subscribe to this channel. Appreciate all the support, and I hope to continue to put out more and more of these.